There we go. Good evening. I'd like to welcome you and call to order the Portership City Council Work Study Meeting for Tuesday, January 20th. Please stand and join me in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we've got an agenda, and if we get our work done timely, I've got 3 bonus items I'd like to share with you guys tonight. And first is I got a proposal for the mural downtown. So I'd like to show you what that could look like. I shared with you in December, I had a meeting on the Gorse Coalition and the alternatives. I wouldn't mind putting on the screen and showing you guys what those alternatives the state's looking at. There's a lot of information in the packet that only a few of the slides are relevant. And then I've got an update too on the Bay Street funding. I got an email this afternoon about that. So all of it's good. So let's get rolling here. The first item is the nomination and appointment of a mayor pro tem. Councilmember, go ahead.
Correct me if I just incorrectly,
Okay.
but I'd like to nominate John Morrissey.
Okay. You did that exactly right. And somebody needs to second it.
I'll second.
You've got a second, third, and a fourth. Do we need to vote?
I'd like to have a discussion. So I'd just like to have a promise by Mr. Morrissey that when the gavel falls, it will fall with a little bit less impetus, since I'm sitting right next to him this time.
I'm trying not to deafen you, but I like to make it.
Otherwise, I think it's an excellent choice.
Got a happy gavel.
Gavel having a little attempt to ring on it.
Okay. So you've got any other nominations? I'm not hearing any. All in favor of making this Councilmember Morrissey Mayor Pro Tem for 2026, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Don, you want to vote against it? Nope. All right. All right. First order of business is done. We got council committees. We could do this by paper. I would recommend, I think the last couple of times Brandy's put a spreadsheet up, and we have done this. You know, typically the most senior council member says my 1, 2, and 3.
Sure, I'll stand.
Okay, wonderful. Okay. Sure, can you hear us? Okay, you're muted yourself, so okay.
Yes, I was a little bit confused. I thought we were all meeting together, and then I got a notification that said, a Zoom notification that said to be by panelists for this meeting. And so I thought that this would move to a Zoom meeting. So I apologize. I got confused. Otherwise, I would have been there in person.
We'll work through it. I'm sorry for the confusion. Yeah, the clerk's office sends those out every week.
Every single meeting we have, sure, you'll get one of those. Just
It's an option for anybody that's out of town or can't attend in person. So it's just
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Got it. Thank you.
All right, so we should be able to work through this just fine, though, with Shara larger than life there at the end of the table.
Am I? That's awesome.
Okay, all right. That's right. Brandy's putting up a spreadsheet. So we've got a number of committees, and let's just run through them. We've got ED Tourism. We've got the Utilities Committee, which includes responsibility of the Sewer Advisory Committee, which meets roughly quarterly?
About every 4 months.
Okay, every 3 or 4 months, you guys meet. Transportation Committee, Finance Committee, and Land Use are the main committees. Then we've got Lodging Tax. I serve on the Kitsap Regional Coordinating Council at KRCC, and we have a seat for a second council member. And then someone serves as an alternate, and they would back up myself and whoever the council member that is serving there. KETA, I serve on the KETA board and the KETA executive board. And then we also have a second seat I know that Councilmember Morrissey and Councilmember Terneri are also KETA members, so they're already there and serving in that capacity. Doesn't mean that other people can't do that also. We need to have an alternate for KETA, is preferable. PSRC, I'm on the executive board and I need an alternate for that. I serve on the Transportation Policy Board, but I serve at the will of the Transit Board for that. And so Transit actually appoints my alternate, and it'll be one of the other cities and not us.
And they had me on economic as an alternate. Like I still get all their information.
Yeah, okay, so
I don't
there
know if
are,
that needs to be replaced or not. I'm just.
so what will happen? Okay, let me finish this and then I'll
Go
answer
ahead.
your.
I just want to throw that.
Yeah,
I
so
didn't see it.
PSRC, I should have an alternate for the health board. I don't have an alternate for the Kitsap Transit, but Jay is currently every 2 years, they rotate a seat that goes Port Orchard, Bainbridge Island, and Paulsbo. Jay is in year 2 of that appointment there. So logically, Jay should serve out that term, and then it travels to the next city for 2 years. We won't see that back again in our city for 6 years. I will add, and I'd like you guys just to tackle it in this process. Every 6 years, Transit does a board composition committee. And unlike, so the Transit Board is 9 members right now, but this will be 1 county commissioner and the 4 mayors that serve on this. And we have to review the composition of the board. We can't make the board larger, but we could change. So like this seat that Jay's in right now, that happened about a dozen years ago. I don't think it was at the last. And prior to that, the process was different for that other seat. There can never be more than 9 members. And I have some thoughts actually for that. I don't know how it will be received, but if you guys wish for me to serve in that capacity at Transit. At the health board, and this happened because of state law, there's an option right now for us to have board members that are writers. And right now at the health board, we have people on our health board that are medical providers, members of the public. And I was skeptical. It's really cool to have those individuals on there. I'd like to have a discussion about 2 of our seats being a ferry rider and a bus rider. And so right now, the 2 extra seats, one goes to that rotating at large, and the other one, Bremerton always gets it, and then the other 3 cities. So if we can entertain that, tackle that, otherwise we'll have to do it a different night, but I know that's coming in the letter coming from Kitsap Transit. So that, and then John, so at KRCC, there are other, there's the Economic Development Board.
Yes, sir.
It's PSRC, you're correct. I'm sorry, I got the acronym wrong. And we may have an opportunity, but we don't know tonight whether those opportunities, and John was our economic development chair, and it was our turn, and I don't know how that's gonna play out this year. So so likely that will change, John, but I don't know that for sure. Okay, so I'm making myself a note.
And Mayor, we have a ad hoc board for 6 months. We need to add to the list too.
Okay.
Or the ad hoc committee, excuse me.
Yeah, okay, and then what was that called again?
That was just review of council operating norms.
I don't think we had a formal name. Let's name,
No.
let's name it. So just an ad hoc committee. Okay. Are you guys comfortable with that being separate of these? Because I think really the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the first 5 is typically that's figured out, and then folks that have lighter, assignments, kind of send to fill in the other stuff so that we can, you know, you can balance the,
As time
The load.
goes too.
okay? We comfortable with where we're at? You guys have any other thoughts on how we go about this? It's your guys' meeting, it's your committee assignments. I'm just preaching from the past. What's that?
Yeah, we filled it out last time.
He's already got-
We can, I'm just trying not to manage paper
Oh, okay.
and records.
We just go down the line and. people
Well, I thought we
do one, two,
ranked
three.
which
We
ones
did,
we
yeah.
We
did.
do, yeah, and that's what I'm, so what I'm gonna,
Sorry.
what I would propose and how we've historically done it, is Scott's the most senior council member. He's at my first, second, and third choice for committees.
That's fine, but I think it should go to a vote, though.
I think so.
If it's, and it will, so you're jumping ahead here, so, we'll try to grant everybody's one first, okay? And if there's any ties, then it comes to a vote.
Sure.
Okay, but I think in 19 years, I've seen it happen once where everybody put it up there and there wasn't any votes, but probably, you're likely gonna have a vote on
Yeah.
something, on somebody's one or two. And then from there, I think it's only fair, let's say the four of you wanted one committee as your top choice, and that that Mark got voted off the island, that Mark should get to restate what, because he doesn't get that one, okay, a different number one since he got, do you think is that fair or not? Or is he just out?
We just talk through it as we go. I think there's-
Okay,
there's
we'll
a
work
fairness
through it.
to
Okay.
I don't think we should
Uh,
put someone in just because they didn't get their first one.
Okay.
Not the first.
But I have a question.
Sure.
Why does seniority go first? We're all
I-
equal in this, so I just get that.
I just said in the past, that's how we've done it.
He's not
You-
saying, he's not saying for a vote, he just said listed list.
Where to start?
We can go alphabetically, it doesn't matter, we all get to state our position.
Okay. But yes, sir.
Just for kicks and giggles,
Uh-huh.
I know I had said something last time. Would anybody be interested in abolishing committees and just doing a second work study each month?
Elaborate.
You wouldn't have any of this committees, you would have,
Has gotten rid of all of their committees, so everybody can have a say, because generally stuff is gonna come to us anyhow. And in my mind's eye, that would be all of us hearing from those things, and then we're doing it all at once. One, I know that there are now more than one, that can't necessarily do it during the workday. And so I'm just throwing that out there. So again, before we go through all the hoopla, maybe it is, I'm not sold 100% on it, I just had the idea and thought I'd check, so.
As an example of that,
Yeah.
the utility committee. We attend the utility committees. And then the same information is presented at a work study.
sometimes,
Yeah,
because.
very rarely it's not.
Because if you guys, because that historically, what the process is, things are vetted at a committee. And that's how they get to the city council. And if the council doesn't like what they, we got more work to do on this before it's ready for a work study, or don't support it going to a work study, it doesn't advance. Many times, most of the times it does, eventually, and sometimes it's, 2-3 times at a committee before, particular some of Nick's land use stuff gets massaged a lot before it gets, utilities are pretty cut and dry.
Right.
But land use isn't necessarily. Finance will talk about things sometimes more than once before they get to the council. I hear what you're saying.
Land use is different. We have definitely land use, we have squash some things.
I think transportation is, although somewhat uneventful, is a little different.
Yeah. Yeah, transportation utilities are more black. You've got engineers doing it for you.
I agree.
Well,
Black and white.
But along those lines, we still have a say-so with all those committees. And when we're doing a city council meeting, we always present what we said at what took place. At a work study, I mean, you can only get the second person to put it on for a work study. And if someone agrees to that, then it can go to city council or a work study. So I don't really understand, because we all get to hear everybody, just like the departments. Okay, what did the department say? What does our city or committees. So what's the difference that you're trying to propose?
We wouldn't do this at
We
all.
wouldn't do
We wouldn't
committee,
have committees.
and everything would come to, we'd add another study session instead of,
Studies.
and then. I'm just throwing something out
We'd be
there.
meeting every
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah, or Tuesday, about it, and then if there's a fifth, you'd say no, right? Which would take whatever time you had allocated to these committees and put it at one.
On one of
meeting on
these,
Tuesday.
and then we vote and talk about it there.
I'm not,
Jake?
I like the idea in some respects.
yeah,
My,
I'm not married, I'm just.
my only issue with it is having served on all the committees, and you're right, some of them are more dynamic than others. It allows things to be vetted. And if we tried to take everything from committees into a work study, we could have some either real long work studies, or we would miss some things. And so right now, I kind of like this because when something comes up, I can say, oh yeah, I reviewed this in the packet, and then look at you or Mark, because it's finance, and say,
Hey, what did you hear?
what was the high point? Because there's some mundane stuff that goes into a committee meeting that thank God doesn't come to the council. Like when you're talking about the comp plan or for land use or things like that. And so at this point in time, I would say let's continue where we're at.
So, I think about when we're running full steam, let's just say 5 committees, that's 5 hours, so each one's about an hour. That's more than a work study.
It's true.
I would say that my pushback on that is, I don't believe all 5 committees generally meet in any one given month. And in fact, for 2 months running,
Yeah,
none of them have, right? So,
That's fair.
We have some close.
yeah, and it does, right? So I'm not married to it. I'm not saying yes or no. I'm just throwing it out there.
Things are building up. We're gonna be meeting pretty regularly here, at least for the next quarter.
But I want to echo a little bit of what Jay's saying. I think for communication and for the quality of the information that we have, I think the committees is the right way to continue to go, because we do vet a lot of stuff out in the committees. And I know I've used every council member in here and some that are no longer with us to bounce questions off of when I see something coming to a council agenda and I know it had to do with their committee. I was able to go to them directly and go, what about, how come, and get my information from those folks directly. So I think the committee, at this point, I think the committee process is still the way to go.
Shira, I know this is all new to you, but I'm hearing a couple of strong advocates to keep the same structure. John's through the idea, but he's wishy-washy about it, and I haven't heard anybody strongly feeling that.
Yeah, I didn't do enough research in the sense of, John, do you happen to know how long Paulsbo has enacted that?
They just switched to that this last year, so I
Yeah,
don't know.
recent.
I don't know if they have a.
Information. Well, I think, from my perspective, it might make people be more efficient with their time, less verbose. Because like a lot of times, if you're in a committee and you have an hour to talk, you're going to probably talk the whole hour. Whereas if you're going to have to sit there for like 5 hours going through this, you're probably less likely to just keep going back and forth, unnecessarily. I'm just being real because I don't like meetings. So I try to make my meetings as efficient as possible. So in that way, I don't like the idea. I like the idea that it kind of forces people to be more efficient. Also, either way, committee, not a committee, I rely on my own research. So, even if it's going to be great to hear what the committee says, but me personally, I just know how I am. I'm going to do my own research regardless. So, for me, not having a committee is awesome because it would probably cut, it might cut down the amount of time we're actually talking about things. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Do you know why they chose that? I mean, I don't think they're nearly as busy as we are, but do you know why?
And they meet before the council meeting, I think.
And they do that too. Yeah, they did multiple. Some of them just there were folks on committees that kind of became mini fiefdoms and things like that, or people that just it just broke down. Well, that's his, and you can't know any of it. there was some weirdness about it too, some of it as well, and just, hey, they found that it worked, or I have this question that was answered here and answered here. And then I think I heard that, again, I think what kind of brought it to my mind is we always talk about our staff capacity. If they're less having to have these conversations in multiple different forums, and it's kind of here, right? As long as we treat these study sessions like study sessions, so that it is a little more informal, and we're not gonna make load and that kind of stuff, and move it forward. I thought it made sense in my head, and I thought it might be something to try, but sure.
And Charlie's gotta do that.
Oh, just wanted to, just wanted to offer that the committee of the whole model is one that a fair number of cities use in lieu of breakout committees. I believe I have at least 2 clients that have used committee of the whole for a long time. And so it's in your off week, but it's exactly as the council member is describing. It replaces the breakout committees, and it's where you gather as a committee of the whole to preview issues before they move to the formal agenda.
I don't know that it saves staff, well, it's different times for different staff members, and we're gonna meet where the committee wants to meet. If the committee as a whole wants a daytime meeting, of course, staff will jump on that, but others, there's committees that doesn't work for, and many of those committees are the hour ahead of the council meeting, the 4:30 or 5 o'clock, and, I think it varies. It really does vary, and we make every effort to it. Obviously, it's your committee, and we need to staff it, and we need to meet when it's convenient for the committee to meet. Go ahead.
I think it's very intriguing. I kind of like that. I feel like it might even be more transparency of doing a work study and going through all that as a whole body. Maybe revisit it like we still do our committees, and maybe in 6 months or whatever, revisit it and see where we want to go from there again.
That's an option.
I think it sounds like we want committees. Maybe I just suggest, I threw it out there. Maybe we talk about it more. Maybe we can think about it. Maybe that we make that a retreat topic.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
So I guess we got a plan.
All right. All right. Are we going alphabetical? Are we going by seniority? Seniority. Okay. So Brandy, you ready to?
I'm ready.
All right. Councilmember Diener, what's your 1?
So, land use,
Okay.
that's where I feel I can offer.
Okay.
I have a question about the finance committee and how often it meets.
Monthly, just like
Just
every other.
monthly?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
I would like to be on the finance committee.
Okay. Is that your 2?
That's my 2.
That's your 2.
What was your other one? I'm sorry.
Land use. It's on the screen right behind you. Or
Oh, you're putting someone, okay, gotcha.
she's doing it up on the screen for you.
Thank you. Something sound.
Okay, and your 3?
I would go back to transportation.
Look at that. She's even put colors on it. Are you gonna put that one like green or something?
I want yellow.
You want yellow? Okay, Heidi wants yellow.
Don't I get?
Well, she went green.
Are we gonna go, the oldest, because we all came on
No,
the same
it's
time?
it's Jay.
That's 3.
Jay's.
We should go oldest.
Finance 1. Land use 2.
Hold on, let her type here.
And transportation 3.
Now your colors aren't right.
That's fine.
He's changing it, yeah.
Your
Oh, 1s are off.
1s are black.
Oh, I see.
You don't have to do
Yeah,
that.
I wouldn't do the colors. That's gonna take.
Different
a
idea.
while.
Well, she started it.
I see.
Let her do her job.
Okay, and then it's Mark. Councilmember Trenary.
I'd go finance 1. Transportation 2.
The format's crazy. I'll change it.
You've been struck.
Yes, so.
That happens. And I'd really, well, I'll do utilities 3.
All right, now we got 3 of you that came out at the same time. You got a rock, paper, scissors, or?
No, I'm the
Go ahead,
oldest.
Heidi.
Oh, okay, okay. All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Utilities, number 1.
I'll give her a
Okay, give
second.
her a few minutes, yeah.
Okay.
EDT, 2. And transportation, 3.
Arm wrestle.
Go by age here.
On my age. She said.
I said it,
I'm
boom.
a decade older than Morrissey, so.
Are you really?
Never up. I know.
Well, you got a little more hair than he does.
Real, it's about 100 pounds. It matters.
It does matter.
So I'm gonna go finance 1.
Wait a minute, you think she's got generics around your line?
Oh, this is just,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Transportation 2. And then I'm gonna try and stay away from utilities just because a third of it is challenging. What time does ED?
In the morning at 9. Well, we can make it whatever we want.
We're gonna
Yeah,
need to talk
we can
about
do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It has met during the day because the partners, the port, the pops and so on and so forth.
I'll
No, it was in the morning at 9.
Yeah,
yes,
yes.
I'll put land use as 3, please.
Come on, EDT.
No, I mean, I'm not against it, but.
Yeah. And then
Okay, Kira, Morrissey, I'm sorry. Skip Morrissey.
Yeah.
The unpup.
Finance 1. Land use 2. And then I'm really open. I guess ED tourism needs another body. Although, can I put LTAC, although it says on here,
Oh,
LTAC should be.
LTAC.
It is,
Is that a requirement or just should be?
it's not a requirement, but it,
You know what I mean?
I did it and I wasn't on.
Okay, because I would rather do LTAC than EDT, but,
you can put that on.
if that's not how we're playing, that's not how we're playing.
you know what, it's your guys' game.
Go for it.
I think
Oh, I didn't
that's
see
the
that.
way
That's-
that's.
yeah.
Yeah.
We got another list to
I
tackle.
at least have the knowledge, I've been doing it, I've been working with that team, unless somebody else really wants it.
I had it for 4 years.
So hold that thought, we're jumping ahead to the next column, let's tackle this one, and it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to.
Sure.
Okay, now, you got your 3 in, okay, Shira, go ahead.
We lost her.
Are you muted?
No, you didn't lose me. I just
Oh, there we go.
there's a mouse here that I don't know how to get. Here, sorry, my brain is like, I can't wait till we talk about this, just having everything on a Tuesday, because one thing I didn't realize is that, like, I definitely have childcare issues, as y'all know. So yeah, the more I think about it is each one of these is a meeting that I have to figure out. And it's just becoming increasingly harder right now.
So
Childcare
Shira, the committees.
is not easy to find. So it's fine. It's fine. Whatever. I'm just throwing that out there because I was like, oh, hello. Right now I have my Tuesdays carved out. So Tuesdays are easy for me because my Tuesdays are carved out. So that I'm just throwing that out there. But okay. So
Shira,
back
just
to
a second, look, I don't know if you're aware, some of our committees meet just about all of our committees meet online. So it's a virtual meeting, not an in-person meeting. So that
you're
makes
saying
it
you're all once a month.
and they all have a standing meeting date because it's way easier to schedule a meeting that we're gonna meet Tuesday at 5 o'clock ahead of the council meeting for whatever committee it is and block that time. And then the director and the chair of that committee will converse a week out. Hey, I don't have any topics. Do you have anything urgent that you want before the committee? And that's how we go about cancel. Then it's communicated to the rest of the committee. Hey, we don't have any topics. We're skipping this month. And so it's easier to get things off of a calendar versus onto a calendar. So does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure to work out. Otherwise, you know,
All
I'm
right.
sure I'm all good. It's all good. It's just that, like I said, as we're talking, I'm like, oh, easier. My Tuesdays are already taken up. Anyway, cool. Thanks. Okay. Back to this. My brain. Whew. Okay. Land use 1, utilities 2.
Hold on here. Let Brandy.
Oh, okay.
What was
Sorry.
your second one?
Utility.
Utilities, okay?
Okay.
And it's DEA.
Oh, that's where you don't write it where the name is. Okay. And then ED 3.
Easy tourism three.
ED tourism 3, okay. All right, which is just about always the case. Now Shira's.
My name is spelled D-A-M-A-N. No A.
No.
Oh, see,
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay, DE, it's DE, okay.
Yeah.
This is pronounced Deadman.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
not spelled that way, okay.
No.
My bad,
Deadman
I
without the A.
corrected Brandy. It was me. All right, and this is always, well, no, we got it on land use too, but which of the land use has got 1s, 2s, and 3s in it. So I recommend that we figure out the finance committee, and I think the rest of it will somewhat work itself out. And so we would normally pass out ballots, but Shira's not gonna, well, she can
direct message.
She can direct message her. There we go. Man, you were good man.
So one of the things I'd like to do is, we didn't do last time, was, and Fred brought it up after the fact, is that if we're voting, then people have a chance to state, this is why, experience wise or whatever.
Okay,
I would like to be on the committee,
okay.
so if we could do that.
So everybody comfortable with a less than 1 minute speech about why you're the person for that committee?
That person.
Okay.
And
You only get
just a
one.
reminder that these are public record, we will keep them, they're things and anonymous, so.
Yeah. So if any wanted these, so we gotta collect them.
Okay,
Which one are we doing?
We are doing finance. And so of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, you need to write 3 people.
the 3 people that you want first.
The 3 people that you would like to see on that committee is what you're writing on that piece of paper.
So you're waiting, so.
So do I send this on an email because I have?
Time out. I'm jumping ahead. As Jay requested that before we vote, that you guys give your speech. Let's see here. We're gonna do that. So Scott, you're a 2, so you're not gonna be part of this because only the 4 1s will be on the ballot.
Well, but that means you don't get a chance then to be on finance.
Well,
You're not gonna
it
be-
wasn't his top choice.
Top choice. There was, so 4.
4 of you,
top choice.
when there's a committee of 3 and 4 of you made that your top choice. Okay, so that's historically what we've done is that.
Yeah, I got it.
You guys- Okay, so we'll start with Councilmember Rosa Pepe.
Okay, served on the finance committee before, been to the Navy Comptroller School. I've been done budgeting, anywhere from $5 million annual budgeting through a $300 million capital budget for Boeing. I've done auditing for the Navy on various financial institutions. And as I said, I've been on the finance committee before and I'd like to serve on it again. Thanks.
Mr. Turner.
Current until this vote's over, finance chair, 35 years running my own business. I don't know a little bit about finance. I enjoyed it and looking forward to trying to be on that committee again.
That's my word.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty strong in other categories. I think finance would really help me round out the knowledge and what's going on. I think it's important that we have a good base of experience, but I also think that it also helps bring up others as well. I think I'm a really good communicator, and if people have questions that I'm available and approachable to answer those questions regarding finance. Yeah.
Mr. Morrissey.
I'm John Morrissey, I'm running for finance.
You're 15 seconds into it already.
I am a former banker. I've been a banker my whole life up until I went to run an RV dealership. I have US Bank moved me here. I was the youngest vice president in US Bank history. I have done anything and everything from running a $2 billion, helping run a $2 billion credit union, and a trillions of dollars of US Bank under assets. But I think mostly what gets you ready is I was on the board at Kitsap Community Resources, which also does fund accounting, which helped me better jump into this. The reason why I want to work on this committee is, as you guys know, efficiency is all what I'm looking for, and how do we leverage that in our financial tools to make sure that we're getting the best out of what we got.
Can I just make an observation? You had mentioned at one point about trying to help members that are less familiar with finance in the city. And that's why I was interested. Same reason that there is. But I'd like to explore how we could do that, how there could be maybe some city-centric training for us who are not finance minded, like clearly those three.
AWC actively offers those trainings, actually.
Okay.
They do. I think specifically, I really wanted to be better at the budgeting process. I think some of the things that we've worked on with NOAA we're getting there. I don't know that we've completely arrived yet, but we've got some additional clarity that you saw even just, was that November, beginning of November when we did that.
Is that something you're working through finance?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There was just some things that help us understand balance of stuff that we hadn't used. And so I'm trying to get us to a point where we as a group understand that there's that we're looking at and the funding that we're gathering as we build it, say, for Bethel, right? Or the stormwater part, right? Things that we can do. So we're adding tools into the tools that we have now, and I want to continue to help us build that out.
And I'm fairly certain the budget, we approved that additional model for the. I know we talked about it. Did it get approved?
Well, yeah, I mean, no, it was gonna add it to it.
It
It
was
was just changing in reporting. It wasn't anything.
No, but there was an additional module for our financial software.
Yeah.
That I think I'm pretty certain that we got approved in the budget.
I'm going to brand.
So they're going to branding. So put your three names. I can take a minute. I'll hand them to
Can we
Randy.
put our name that we're a voter or no? That's
Yes,
not-
you're on the top line, I think.
Yes.
And
The
then
voter?
Kara, if you haven't already, email me your vote of the three council members highlighted on the, of the four council members highlighted on the screen today to be on the committee. And I'll count your vote.
Yes. Cheers.
Am I supposed to send an email for each one?
You can, and how do you want it? Do an email?
Or am I supposed to just wait to the end and then
You're
send
an email to Brandy only.
3 days.
No, I know that, but I'm saying like, do I send one for each committee or do I wait and send one email with all my answers?
We're working on the finance committee right now.
I see.
Just the finance.
Which is.
Just of these four people right now.
Right?
Just the three.
Yes. She might
It
not
only
have
changed
gotten
that.
it.
Yeah.
She might not have gotten
Just
it.
the first three,
Oh,
right?
sure does.
It's the first three,
Just.
not first four.
There's 4 people and you're only,
You can only
you
write
only have
three
3 names on
Got
it.
it, got it.
Three.
Okay. Got those changed.
And now I was thinking,
Then that would have been quicker.
it probably wouldn't have been. Hopefully this. After we hear one more. Well, this might help enable the rest of that. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm sure she got.
Can't trade that in now. Just gotta keep that. License plate.
So there was a vote that is outside of the.
What do you mean?
Well, they got
It
names.
has
at the
someone's
top.
name on it, so,
So one had Diener, so
But
oh,
no, it's.
we just talked about
that person
that.
just needs to revote. And pick somebody else that's in the slot.
First three.
It's these.
Hopefully the people were number
Can you
one.
return- They should have their name at the top of it, Brandy.
You can return all the ballots,
Yeah.
so not to cross somebody out.
That might.
Oh, that might, oh, is that you?
Yeah,
You look good.
My apologies. I couldn't hear. What was the issue?
Somebody voted for somebody that wasn't on the ballot.
I just sent her email.
Okay.
Wait, can you show the ballot again?
There was 4 names there.
She can't see you have her on the screen, Brandy.
You don't have a spreadsheet up right now.
Can you put the spreadsheet up?
She said, look at your emails, you're on coach.
Oh, okay.
This-
The spreadsheet would be more helpful because I was looking at the spreadsheet. That's why I'm like, how did I read the spreadsheet incorrectly? So if I could see the spreadsheet, it'd be way more helpful. So is the spreadsheet in my email?
It's not in your email.
Sorry, I apologize. I need to see that spreadsheet. Just like,
So there's 4 names, 4 names with the number 1 by them.
oh, okay. No,
And so
I
three of
can't.
those
I
are the
apologize.
4 names on the ballot.
I went down because I went by what was in the what was in the row. Let me redo that then. I apologize. That was very confusing to me. So we were just voting on ones,
Yeah, on the 1.
not the row. Yeah, that was very confusing to me. Sorry about that. If you can't tell, I'm very visual. You tell me something, I don't really hear it. I have to read it.
But it's tough being when you're young, and then you're the new person, and then, yes, it's just.
Oh, I guess I could keep it.
A lot today. Yeah. 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 Gets up. It's not just county, unincorporated county, but it's still got a postal address and direct address.
When you. Yes.
We're back to work. We're back to work.
This county.
Yeah, I was gonna see if I could make some funny other hat for a second, but,
That's like something out of my part.
it is. I got
Alright.
that.
It looks like Warden Morrissey and Trinary.
So I get to move my number 1 payment then.
That's what we've historically done. If your other council members are comfortable with that, so Jay, what would be your new number one then?
New number one is land use.
All right. We get to do this again, but you know what? We've perfected it. And so.
Well, then my number two will change also, so.
Yes, let's work through the number ones first.
Yeah.
And then anybody that doesn't, but you know what? It doesn't, it worked out.
Well, then we should work through land use
No,
next.
no, here, it works out because there's only three number ones. So Brandy, can you take Scott's red number two off of the other,
Finance.
finance, so you delete that.
So it'll work itself out. Watch it. It'll work itself.
It historically does. Okay, so we've got, okay, after Jay makes that is one now.
This is one.
Yeah,
That's easy.
Three.
Get rid of them.
yep, and then you get rid of the other two, and that committee's solved.
I wouldn't do that. It would cause us to have to change our different, like.
Yeah, we do anyway.
I won't get my number two.
Well,
You'll have to
Nay.
pick another number.
you can move your number two.
Yeah,
down.
I think,
Well,
so that was did anybody have, so everybody's number ones have been fulfilled now, at least in those columns
In fact,
in finance. And then I think Mr. Morrissey brings up a valid point. He gets to move his two
I get to move mine too.
and you get to move your two, Jay.
Well, that's right.
And Diener's gotta move his two.
And McDeanor's got
He
it.
gets to move his two also.
all right, so, since I was first impacted, I'll go transportation.
It's a two.
Yeah,
So Diener
Okay,
makes his,
so-
so go over to transportation and make Scott's three a two.
I feel like people are getting bumped off of this.
yeah, I was gonna say,
I
because
don't
now
think this
that's
is
not gonna
fair.
work, because when you redo, you should only redo a one. Now,
He's gonna be- yeah.
because now none of us are gonna get any of our stuff right,
Okay.
right?
And you're getting.
Or does it work out?
I'm fine. Doesn't matter.
Okay,
well,
I,
I should be able to change my three to a two, right?
Yeah.
well, so that's what we've done in the past, but that doesn't mean that's right. John's arguing that we should only do that with the one. I mean, it's worked out so far, finance and land use.
But then we just keep moving and shaking it, because eventually if I keep moving my two, I can just bump anybody who's got three.
Who's got three.
That I wanna have, right? And then you're not really getting what you want, so that's why I think.
We
we
didn't do
only
that
win-
last year.
Okay,
one.
let's try not bumping anybody else and see how this works out, okay? So that, right now we got land use, fine.
Yeah, because if you got your one, you got your first choice. and somebody-
Okay, let's go over to utilities so utilities is solved. So you can take numbers off of those.
Or just write them below so that you don't lose all that data.
Or something, or leave it alone, it doesn't.
Yeah, 'cause
You can.
Like-
There's your committee, ED tourism, there's your committee. So now we need to figure out balance. So we got a log jam at transportation, but okay, so if we go, Scott, you're right now in land use and nowhere else, correct?
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Scott's probably gonna need another committee. Okay, Heidi's got two committees already. Okay, so, Eric, you've got
If I stay on transportation, I'm fine.
your two, that's your two, so that's logical. And then
I'm
Mark,
okay.
transportation, that is your two, correct? Okay, so logically, the two twos, and then Scott, who doesn't have a second committee, should be the transportation committee, which bumps.
I don't have a second committee then
Oh,
either.
you don't, okay, never mind, so back up,
Can I suggest?
but please.
Okay, so here's what I would think, right? I think after we awarded the ones,
Mm-hmm,
anybody who still had a one, now you've already blued these people, so finance is set,
mm-hmm,
right? And then Jay had his one, so he could move it to land use. Anyone else who was in land use had their one. who didn't have their one?
Everybody got their one other than Jay.
And how do you hers?
Okay.
Finance, I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't-
He
Shira,
didn't get his one,
Yeah, you did.
but you got it when you moved it to land use,
No, land use was my second choice anyways.
but you
Yeah.
moved it.
That's true.
That's the same, that's the same event.
What I'm trying to say is, maybe we should have done 2 and 3 when we did all that, we should have just done ones, and then we do a second round after
Yeah.
that.
I think that's what really what.
Is that really what we're doing? Okay.
That's what we.
Without doing all the different Tuesdays.
I think we have.
Okay.
Okay, so the finance is set. Land use, everybody's ones and Scott's one was already land use and Jade, I don't know why she struck
So
that.
The outstanding is transportation.
It's transportation and we've got 2 people. So who's got
3 committees.
3 committees?
Is it, Shira?
Where's Shira at?
Would she be on land use and
Wait a
then
minute,
utilities?
we're missing Shira in
No,
this.
no, she's
She put it
three.
down.
She's on a bunch of.
Oh, there she is.
So I was gonna say, right now I'm under 3 because I have land use, utilities, and then because there weren't enough people in tourism, that was my 3rd, but there's 3 people now in tourism because.
Okay,
But
that's,
land use was
okay.
my 1, utilities was my 2.
Okay, you can't see where I'm pointing. That's the problem. Is Shira's got 3 and she should only have 2.
She was one.
And Jen, you probably don't want 3.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I know,
are you
people take me off of EDT or, yeah.
taking off ED? There you go. Heidi's already on. Heidi only has,
I got 2.
you only have 2 and you're already over here.
I've got 3.
Heidi's on 3.
Right there.
Heidi's on 3 also.
I am.
So there we go. So her 3's gone.
So is everyone only supposed to have 2?
2, you work out to 2 committees. Somebody might have a 3rd, but.
A couple of us had 3 last year. I had 3 last year.
Well, we haven't gotten over here yet.
Well,
That's
I was
where the
3
extras get
I
added.
was 3 on,
Okay, so right now, we've got 2, 3, so between Jay, are you comfortable? So I think that's the odd,
Well, my second would be transportation.
you are on,
No,
okay.
we have 4 people on transportation right now.
You've got, that was Jay,
Oh, Trenari's on.
Trenary's and Warren,
Trenari's on 3.
Trenary's on
number 2s. And then the 2 of you are 3.
So he doesn't have to be locked in on set, though. He's on transportation. This is number 2. So that's why I think you locked in utilities when Mark doesn't have to be the 3rd on utilities.
but we always had 3 council members on.
Yeah,
every
Mark,
committee.
Mark's right now got 3
Right now,
committees.
yeah.
Got
Figure
good
out
for
who's on.
dropping out utilities.
Okay, but somebody's gets, one of you is gonna end up with 3 committees on this page. And everybody else is gonna get 2. Okay, and right now, Mark's got 3.
Great.
Well, we need another body over here.
Yeah.
And there's 4 over here.
Well, you were saying for Shira to go off of the.
No, Shira's fine. She's here
Uh-huh.
And like,
and let, so she got her 1 and her 2. Your 1 and your 2 are here. John's 1,
And land use.
John's got a 3 also. There's 2 of you that get 3.
You didn't get land use.
Morrissey's on.
No, that's-
Yeah,
you get that. Yeah. Strike, yeah,
Oh, that's right.
yeah, strike that, Brandy. That one needs a line. It's confusing.
Morrissey.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a line through it like you've done these others.
There's already 3 number 1s.
There's already 3 number 1s. Okay, then it'll be less confusing. All right, so now, so we've got Trenary with 3. Okay, Shira with 2. Heidi with 2. Percy with 2. Warden
2.
with 2. Scott Diener 2.
Transportation.
Transportation.
No,
His
Diener.
second is transportation.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that,
And
so
then,
you already have 2, Scott, so logically,
no, where's the second?
No, I don't.
Usually that-
Got one, because
He
they
could have
wanted
his
to.
own
plan.
Yeah.
Found it,
Where's
yeah.
your two?
On transportation.
Remember, his one got deleted out of mine, yeah.
Correct.
That was, it was a factor.
That's right. So Scott, right now you're at 1,
And
2
so
here.
he's gotta be locked into transportation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you blue Diener?
You want transportation or utilities? I'd rather have transportation. I can do utilities if you wanna make that happen for, Shanari. But just know that a third of it, and we didn't discuss stormwater one time in the 2 years, so it's not like we discussed it.
Okay, but we're still light. Okay, we'll figure
Fine, you
you.
can add them if you wanna put me in lodging tax, if we know we're gonna do that, would be okay.
Yeah.
And you know what, you can have a committee of 2.
It seems to go along.
Doesn't, you can't have a committee of 4, but you could have a committee of 2.
Or three.
So who is?
So what happens here? Well, you guys were horse trading over here.
If you trade utilities, transportation with, Trinary and myself, I'll just have to get permission from work on that, that's not a problem.
Okay.
Is it helpful for John to know whether he's the lodging tax guy?
I think you guys are gonna. No, I'm not certain anybody else wants it. John's gonna be watching it.
Okay, so that'll help him.
Okay,
raise the
so-
tax for our position.
So Erica, you're coming off transportation?
I'll take utilities, then I'll just get it, yeah. I'll do work.
Okay,
You-
and
does
then
it-
Jay
would
at
you-
least gets his,
You. Okay, if that's gonna be the tough one, I'll take utilities back again. I don't have a problem with that, if that makes it easier for you, it would work.
But a lot easier, it does, yeah, definitely your decision on that, thank you. But
That's not what I asked, I said if it makes it
Yeah.
easier for you,
Yeah,
I'll
it'd
do
make
that.
it'd make it easier. for me.
Okay, that's the thing, okay, then I'm moving back to utilities again,
Jay over here.
Yep.
And then Mark, you're getting bumped.
Yep.
Here, I break your heart. So find your names, so I don't have to do it for you and make sure, so. I guess let's go around. So Heidi, you 1 and 2. John. Morris, you got 3, didn't you?
Well, you're gonna add a lot.
Yeah, Morris,
Just one.
So it's here, here, and then. Mark.
Just a single.
Like Kansas.
Okay. And then who's so this is gonna be a committee of 2?
I guess so.
I can't make it here
You
work.
took,
Yeah, but it's fine. It can be a
Give Shirley the option if she.
yeah, she wants it.
It's just
So
the.
Sharon, if you want to be on a 3rd committee, one's available, but we don't have to have 3 people on it.
Sure, why not? Why not? I think it'll be interesting.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, now let's move on. Just help me to be able to point.
Yes.
Okay, I think we.
Was sacked, it was the, it was reason I wanted to do it again.
It was all
I just
right.
think that the stack is like.
I think
I should
so.
have stuck with Zoom versus trying to get there, you know.
Yeah, it's tough, you know,
They don't offer.
and you're really at their mercy,
It's so rare.
it's their show.
Unless you actually know how a system works. You're just there to listen. You can't.
God, everybody's been on that for them.
40, 50 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very hard to fit back on most of them.
Okay. Let's, so is the consensus John Morcia will be the lodging tax?
So.
Okay.
Doesn't
Like I say,
matter.
I'd much rather continue on my role with Kita than I would that, but,
I think, well, but you want both?
I'm not, no.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not gonna say no, that if it wasn't, but I'm not trying to be a hog here either, right?
Yeah.
I want to share. With that today.
I would just,
I said that because I knew that was part of more.
Yeah.
It really did belong on the other end, but there's only one spot on that one, but, I
I,
had to choose between the 2. My preference would be Kita over, that tack, but,
all right, we'll, skin that cat in a moment. And this other things, so are you comfortable with Jay? I just want to pick up the low hanging fruit before we get in. You guys comfortable with Jay fulfilling his term for a second year on the transit board? Are you comfortable with me serving as the board composition committee at transit? Unless one of you guys want to do it. Okay, so then we tackled
There's no alternate to that.
there is no alternate, and it's gonna have 1 or 2 meetings and then it's done. It just happens. Okay, let's go to KRCC. We have, that is always a daytime meeting. It will meet 4 times this next year. And 2 of the meetings are towards the latter part of the year for budget. And there is a very light work plan because there's no transportation competition. But if you're interested in land use and transportation, at the county level, county-wide level, it's a good knowledge base and it's a good opportunity to network. As far as work product and how heavy of a lift, it isn't one this coming year, and you can probably afford to miss a meeting other than budget.
There might be some work associated with the comp plan, county's comp plan certification.
I don't know that we weigh in on that.
There might have to be some horse trading with some of the
Okay, so
delegation.
I'm just learning that as the chair of that organization, that we might have some work after all. So I'm the chair currently of this year, and so does somebody want to volunteer? And because we need a representative and an alternate. And John's kind of lifting heavy already. He's advocating to be one of the KETA reps.
It's once a month.
It meets the first Tuesday of the month. After lunch, it's on that Super Tuesday date, and it will be 4 times this next year.
It meets after.
Health board meets first,
Right.
then transit,
Yep.
and then we have lunch.
Yep.
And 911 meets, and then it's KRCC.
How long is the 911 meeting?
How long should it be, or how long is it?
I like this meeting.
How long is it?
911 meeting is hour and a half, 2 hours. So I'm there.
Well, I know,
All
I'm
day.
just saying is that,
Yeah.
Super Tuesday, but sometimes
It's-
I go to work afterwards.
Okay.
That's the issue.
I will, just a second, I can tell you the dates and the times.
It's
Is
just
it always the first Tuesday?
Always the first Tuesday.
But it's just 4 times a year.
Right, and that's what you're talking about with
Okay,
the KRCC.
The Executive Committee.
No,
Okay.
go ahead.
The first meeting of the year is gonna be March 3rd at 2:15, and it's a 2-hour meeting. It's a 2-hour meeting, runs from 2:15 to 4:15. March 3rd. I've got a lot of KRCC committees. Board meeting, June 2nd. November, there's gonna be one in November and one in December. I just can't find the other 2. There's 4 meetings. They're all 2:15 to 4:15. And so we're looking for an attendee and then an alternate that would sub for, and I probably won't miss a meeting because I'm not gonna try to, because Katie Walters, you'd be just a member at large, because Katie Walters is the vice chair, so I'm gonna miss the meeting. She's gonna chair the meeting, so you're not, as an alternate, you're not gonna chair a meeting that you've rarely attend, so.
I can't do it. I'm on the LUTAC for KRCC.
I respect you got daytime commitments.
you want to just talk about that for a moment, just to get our elephant out of the room? So the new county personnel manual stipulates that if we want to attend daytime events, he's got to take vacation leave by the hour off that. I have to take a full day of leave.
1 minute, for 1 minute, one day at least.
So this one seems to be difficult. Let's come back. Okay, we have Kita, and John has raised his hand. He would like to be the Kita representative. He's already attending that meeting because he's a member for his business. And so
And as a representative of
for
the city.
with the city.
And then I would love to finish our mission work that we're planning
In the retreat.
stuff that we were just doing just last month, but I would understand it.
Guys down with Mark being or John, excuse me?
Yep.
Okay. Mark's also a member, but if somebody else wants to be the alternate, Mark, you passionate about it, willing to do it if nobody else wants to do it?
I could be the alternate.
Okay. Everybody comfortable with that?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. The PSRC alternate, I can pretty much, we have to name an alternate. I can pretty much tell you, you're not gonna have to.
I didn't ever go to a meeting when I was your alternate.
Yeah.
So that's what it
Is that Jay volunteering?
Yeah,
I'll volunteer to be.
He'll be my PSRC alternate, then he'll never have to attend a meeting. Cause I don't,
I did speak one time for you.
okay,
I
that's
remember
good.
that. I testified for you one time.
Okay, that's good to know. I don't remember that, but I believe you. Okay, public health, I need to have an alternate once again. Kitsap Public Health,
That's a meeting after Kitsap Transit.
it's the one right after Kitsap
Yeah,
Transit.
I'll take it.
Okay, cause you're already gonna be there.
I'm already gonna be there.
okay.
Question.
These are 2 years commitment, so
Shara? Yep.
unless you're,
I was planning on going to that introduction luncheon for the PSRC.
PSRC.
Yeah, they
Did
have
you
like
say
a,
that? I didn't catch the beginning of that.
oh,
was
sorry,
that?
they have some kind of like luncheon to get
Oh, yeah,
to.
yeah.
I mean,
What you're
y'all,
referring-
I know y'all all received that, so I was planning on going to that.
Yeah.
To learn more. Is that about the extent that you have to go? Because if so, I'll already be there. I don't mind being the alt if that's what it is.
It's different than that. So what you guys got an invitation to is the annual meeting. Okay, which is gonna be where the new president is installed. And any changes to bylaws and those types of things. And the budget is approved for the next year. And we have to be, I'll always go. You guys are all welcome to attend. You get a box lunch out of the deal.
I see now. Thank you for explaining that. I'm not even gonna bother. I thought it was like we're gonna learn more about it. I don't know. I'm like, yeah, I'm not bothering. Thanks.
Just a reminder that if there's 4 of you that attend.
Yeah, then we have to notice it.
We don't-
Yeah. I think everybody just opted out. But maybe not. So we're back to, I don't believe we need an alternate for transit. We solved. Okay, so we did PSRC was on my list. 911 wants me to have an alternate. And it's not on that list.
again, that's Super Tuesday, right?
It is right after all the other
Yeah.
meetings. Okay, so Jay's, what,
If you're interested, that's fine.
What time would that be?
it's like at noonish on that Super Tuesday in person at the Norm Dick Center.
Right, and then the KRCC, is that over there too?
Yes, it is.
All same road.
It goes 8:30, 10 o'clock, noon. I'm within 15 minutes, 2 o'clock, always the first Tuesday. Okay, so Jay took the transit and the health board, right? Because those are the first two before lunch. Do you want to take the second?
And I'm curious about the RCC.
KRCC? Well, it would be logical if you're gonna come, because if I'm gonna miss both meetings, and you can just be there for 4 hours versus you come in for 2 hours, you come in for 2 hours, you come in for 2 hours. KRCC,
And those are the two, so I got would have the morning meetings, she would have the afternoon.
Correct.
I'm back from my Rotary board meeting.
Okay, so Jay, since you'd kind of be over there anyway, well, no, because it's at the end of the day.
What's that?
Alternate, Mark, can you be the alternate for KRCC? We need an alternate for between Heidi and I. So Heidi, you will always, okay, so the seat you took is not the alternate, you're the representative. So those 4 Tuesdays,
Tuesdays.
you and I have a meeting that day. And then somebody needs to be our alternate.
Okay,
All right, so you'll have 4 meetings for sure, not even if I don't miss something
okay,
for that.
throughout the year.
So we're looking for an alternate for KRCC. And Mark just raised his hand, so what have we missed? So we got KRCC, we got the 911 alternate, we've got transit taken care of. The only thing we have to resolve is the ad hoc committee. And it can be no more than 3 people. Who wants to volunteer?
Like to be on the ad hoc.
Jay would like to be on the ad hoc. Who else would like to be on the ad hoc? Okay, please. Okay. Eric. One more ideally.
Okay,
And Scott?
did you want to go?
I don't, well, please feel free.
Okay. All right.
Raising my hand and making them faster.
Okay, I think we've got it all. So this will all come back next week in a written form of a resolution with everything we just heard here with Brandy, with you guys formally.
And with the exception of the ad hoc and kids at transit, because we only have a year left on that one. These are all 2-year.
Yes, so the you're right, your transit goes away
At the end.
because we lose that seat, and then the ad hoc is done when their body work is done. Okay, everybody clear as mud?
And then we'll get a schedule for all these meetings.
Yes, we will.
Okay.
Well, your committees internal committees,
Yeah, we do
you
that.
guys will, so plan on hanging around for a few minutes, maybe at the end of next week's council meeting with your committees and talking to the departments, the heads to figure out one day.
Wish I remembered what committees I signed up for.
I wrote mine down.
Jay is right, yeah. What for us to, the ad hoc to, ourselves.
I just sent an email to you.
Yeah, the 3, I got an idea. Okay, pretty simple, actually.
Title 2 of Port Arthur Municipal Code is what,
2.04.
.0, what is that?
That is how we operate.
That's right, okay.
Okay. Took a little longer than 30 minutes, but
Well
we
done.
did good work there. All right, this one should go quick. The consultant that did our mission, vision, values work gave me, it's in your guys' packet, gave me a proposal of basically a team building workshop with myself and the council so that we could potentially work on our interactions, our relationships. This kind of, I think this second part of this top sentence, interactions for our actions to be more productive, respectful, and aligned city values and responsibilities. Is there an appetite? If it's a 4-hour, probably a 4-hour, we could do it in the evening. We could make a long work study out of it, or maybe it started a little earlier. We could do it during. Consultant and I are both flexible, however you guys would want to do it. Is there an appetite to do something like this?
Yeah.
To work on our relationships amongst each other?
I think.
No,
I don't think you would have heard at all.
Okay. You're in favor of it, John? Yeah. Okay.
Good budget for it, I mean, it's super expensive, I mean.
It's gonna, he said if it was 4 hours and a follow-up, $5,000.
Whoa.
That's
No, 4 hours or retreat time?
It would, I think this is separate from our retreat.
Okay.
This would be, a longer meeting. It's at least, he said it's at least 4 hours worth of work, depending on the scope. He said 4 to 6 hours, but I'm gonna push him to, let's do this in 4 hours. And Do you guys want to do it on a work study? So if it's 4 hours and we started at 5?
And box dinner.
It had, and yeah, brought something in for a working meal, so 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock.
Yep.
5 to 9.
Well, you weren't in favor of it?
Honestly, I think it's a waste of taxpayer dollars. I'd rather do a retreat that we are working on bettering our city, our downtown, our communication with our community and constituents. And I mean, this is like a retreat.
Yeah.
And like, I've already worked with you guys for 2 years. I know you don't know Shira that well, but I know Shira for a year. I was on the board with the farmers market, and she's a vendor down at the farmers market. And I have great respect for her and trust. We've all been working with each other for the last 2 years. How is this retreat going to all of a sudden just change things? I feel like we're at the dais, we're all respectful. I see something like this with the police, because they're out there watching each other's back through, dangerous times. And so the camaraderie or the trust that police officers need. And I see this in the employees, because they work with each other every day in departments. But for us who meet 3 times out of a month, and then we do our committees, to spend $5,000 of a taxpayer dollars plus more, I don't see the benefit that I'm gonna have a better relationship with you, a working relationship. I just don't see that. And so I mean, it sounds like you guys all for this, but I will stand and say, no, I think this is a waste. Our retreat should be on concentrating on our town, not each other.
It's not a retreat.
I agree with Councilmember Fenton that it's a lot of money, especially in this economy, to spend. And I'm all for relationship building. I think that there's just a better way of doing it. These things always feel forced, and having more, like when people really take the one-on-one time to just have coffee with each other, I mean, that's way more effective, impactful. And also I've done so many of these things, and like facilitation, all of that. I would say if people want to learn more about what it's kind of got a weird sound. It's called, they say nonviolent communication. It's I don't know why it's called that. It's supposed to be more like, it should be called compassionate communication. That's worth it, but you can take like a course for like upwards of like $200, and for each of us that would still come up to way less than $5,000. So I just don't think it's cost efficient.
And so just for Councilmember, just more say, this is not our normal retreat where we talk about priorities and we work towards building consensus on budget priorities. It's about relationship building. So Councilmember Morrissey.
Yeah, I hear you ladies. Thank you for your input. I think I'm still looking forward to doing that. I've been a part of these things. When you look at that, it's a very reasonable fee for something like that in the professional world. That doesn't mean it doesn't speak to what the ladies say about utilizing taxpayer dollars. But I think there is some benefit that I can get out of it, right? Improve the clarity, tone, and effectiveness of council discussions. Develop a shared understanding of roles, expectations, and pressures. And I think that goes a long way, not only between the 7 of us and the mayor, to include 8, but he has this whole staff that we have to work with, and their ability to learn what we as council members are looking for. I think this creates a shared understanding to set forth a framework on how we're going to move forward. I can only see how it can be beneficial. So I'm in favor of it.
Yeah.
Other thoughts before we go back?
Sure.
Yeah. We heard from Shira, Heidi, and John.
Point of clarification: is this for everybody? So this is not like a council only thing. This is like for the entire city. Like
no, this is for the council and myself. 8 of us.
Oh, okay, sorry, the way that, okay, I got confused right now. Okay, so this is just between us then?
It is the
Okay.
8, the 7 of you and myself. And so
Okay.
and it's basically team building and relationship building so that we can be more effective in our meetings.
Mhm.
And help with the public's view as well.
Oh, I'm telling you, there's a lot more trainings. I just don't know if $5,000 for facilitation, because I've been to so many of these trainings. I can't tell y'all. This is like my background. I can't even tell you. So it's just it's not that effective in terms of the 7 of us. There's 7 of us. Somebody telling us like there are better. There are, I shouldn't say there are better. Just from my experience, these are very limited in use, and especially for $5,000. We're a small city. $5,000 is a lot.
Are we using the facilitator for our retreat this year, or are we?
I'm not there yet, but
What about-
we could, I wouldn't
I'm
use,
saying-
I wouldn't use, I don't think, it's up to you guys. We've only had a facilitator when the councils wanted it. We're gonna have I hope in the next few days and starting the first of the month, a new communications person. And they're gonna have, not necessarily but have somebody in here being a scribe, and catching the spaghetti and organizing it on whiteboards or the screens or whatever. That's really what the facilitator's done. And we've spent $33,000 to $3,500 just to have somebody be our scribe.
I would love
Look, yeah, and I would recommend to do this and we'll do the other and manage it ourselves. I mean, I facilitate a lot of meetings. If you don't want me to do it, then we should have, but it's really about, here's our projects, here's what the current priorities are. And, we've got, I know I'm segueing to something different here, but Eric asked the question. You guys inherited some major generational projects, from Bethel Phase 1 to the community center. These projects are gonna be built, or should be built anyway, or started in the next biennium. And so what is that next big priority or project that we need to start planning for? And that's an element of what this next retreat should be about, because
So if we can get back to
Yeah.
this one, I would concur with what I heard, what I heard Eric say. Spend the money on the team building, and when we do the team building, that rolls into our retreat where we would not need a facilitator. So I'm all in favor of this, and then the second one, not, so I concur with that. Did I get you right?
Correct.
Okay, good.
Mark, Scott?
No, I totally agree.
So I'm gonna push back on it a little bit. I was all for this until I heard the $5,000 cost for 4 hours. So that's a heck of a lot of money. And both ladies had some very good points. Coffee with each other, we've done it before, we continue to do it on an as needed basis. I'm for it, I'm not for that amount of money, I don't know that we're gonna get value out of that as much as you as individuals want to receive the value out of it. But we all have the same goal here. We're all here, we are all elected to do what we think is the best for our city. We don't need to spend $5,000 to have somebody tell us how to sit across the table, have a cup of coffee, and discuss what our feelings are about what's best for the city. So I'm gonna push back on that a little bit. Again, I was all for it until I saw that price and it stopped.
$1,000 an hour.
Well, there's work that has to be done beforehand.
Yeah, but
so
they
work done after.
I understand, but they hear the same one.
So I would say that we probably should, everybody needs to be 100% bought into this for it to work. And if we're not all in agreement, then we shouldn't spend $5,000, because it won't work unless we're all bought into it and want.
But what I thought I heard is people would buy into this if it happened, but they're not buying into the cost.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
5,000 is actually inexpensive for this type of work. It's typically much more than that. But he lives in the greater Port Orchard area out toward southward, and he sees it as an investment in his community that he lives into. But that's okay.
I don't know.
So those that were strongly in favor, we okay or not? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and I'm not joking. If anybody has ever done any work, I mean, learning a little bit about nonviolent communication can take you so far. It's again a weird term, but it is brilliant work, especially about learning compassionate, like listening, compassionate speaking. And so I definitely, if y'all haven't done a training in that already or like read a book, it really is an excellent resource.
And I also heard, are we still uncomfortable? I don't think we need to have somebody
No.
paid
I
to.
still don't want to still here.
Thank you. I prefer not to either. Okay, thank you. I just wanted, now that we didn't spend this money here, I just wanted to make sure you were comfortable. So Eric's asking for a 5-minute break, and so we'll reconvene here at 8 o'clock. I'm walking better than you are.
About being able to effectively communicate. And so.
So we have one color.
But that's the other thing.
You know, that's.
Yeah, that's really where I'm on favor.
The whole thing is.
So my wife, I felt like, oh, let's start watching from the very beginning. You could never put that show on the
No.
entire thing. I mean, I had no idea. I was a kid watching that show.
Yeah.
You would never play that show on television today.
All right. Let's, we're back at 8 o'clock. Live, we're ready. Okay,
Right.
our next is, topic is council outreach. And so let's just maybe tackle these in order, because the first two I think are easier than the third one. And coffee with council, what you guys want to do for discussion? Wasn't my,
Brandy had asked last week if we could get some scheduling down, and I was like, if we could do that, I just.
okay, so that was all, that
Popped
was,
up on me, and I didn't have a calendar in front of me. I said, can we do this where we can
okay.
look at things so I can make sure I'm not.
So basically, for maybe the first half of the year, you guys want
Yeah, we don't need to go a year out, but
to,
maybe.
for 3 months or so?
Sure.
Okay, so January already happened, right? Okay,
Got
so
three people for that?
Yeah.
what already
It
happened?
already happened, it was you, me and
Oh,
Eric.
I'm sorry for February. How
Yeah,
many-
there were 3.
I know.
So February, first Saturday in February.
I'll sign up for all of them, so that's not an issue. So for all of them?
Well,
No. I'm saying this. I'm good for all of them. So if 3 people, if we're short a month, right? Like, work me in there, but like, if there's an open spot, I'm always available.
Okay, so February 1st is the date we're looking at.
I can do February, someone, unless,
February 7th.
Can we,
No.
can we first?
But how should we give it to others who haven't had that opportunity?
well, yeah, there's not anyone. Well, I remember him doing a whole bunch, like, they were all taken the last 4, 5, 6 months.
So we're working on February 1st. Who else? Heidi
I'll
Swallow and Scott? Heidi and Scott?
And
Yeah, be on
Warner.
there already, Randy.
I have 2, Diener and Fenton.
Okay, I'll do it as well, please. Thank you.
And let's not forget Shira. Shira, you're
Oh,
muted.
she's-
You're muted, friend, so that's correct.
It's Sunday.
Yeah, I,
Okay, sorry, it's the 7th. It's February 7th. I'm
that's fine.
sorry.
I was gonna say, I could do February and probably March, and after that, I can't do anything.
Okay, so.
She was fine.
Sounds great.
Okay. Okay, so change, no, wrong one, Brandy. You're taking Eric out
Oh, I was gonna say, you could take me out.
I'm fine. That's it.
and replacing Deadman. Okay, and then Deadman wanted to do March, she said,
And I'd like to throw my name.
okay, and then Morrissey. Okay, we'll throw April out there.
I can do it.
Out there for that place.
throw me down for April right now, unless I'm working. I can do it.
Mark's asking. Okay, we go May.
No, it's,
We're rolling.
why don't we just roll them as we go?
I'm getting there.
Yeah, I gotta look at my calendar when I get home.
That's
I think I can do the first Saturday.
I'm good with May too.
I think I am too.
I'll do May as well.
I'll be gone for that
I
one.
wanna say one thing, we had one situation where, we had one situation where,
I can do May as well.
I couldn't attend.
Last minute, I mean,
No, it's a week in advance, but I told Brandy, and I'm sure she has that on her plate, but I didn't show up because I notified a week in advance, you know? So Mark was by himself, I think, or something like that, but, I think we should communicate and reach out to others to fill in. And then tell Brandy who the fill-in would be versus having her.
Yeah.
Having
We
her
just,
do that.
well, the problem is, we gotta make sure that we don't contact
on the schedule, just.
more than 3 other people. That's,
But you guys will find your own replacement.
see, that's why it's always good.
So I think on this, we're not,
Yeah,
Okay,
it's,
that's what I'm asking.
I think we're
That's
probably. okay.
transitory, right? You could call.
I hope so.
That's
Okay,
transitory.
I just asked it.
Scheduling is transitory, right?
So, all right, let's just.
Well, I like that.
Yeah, so
I
the,
think that.
so the plan is you guys are gonna sign up. If you've got a conflict, can't fulfill it, you're gonna find your own replacement and notify Brandy so that
That's fair.
she can update the route.
Published, it is online, so it's nice.
Yeah. It probably won't be Brandy here next month because we're gonna have a new person doing communications, we hope, so, but
I'm sure July 4th won't be that Saturday.
That might be a hard one. But
all right, let's move on.
June?
No.
Knock out.
You guys wanna do June or not?
Let's wait.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna raise my hand, I just.
You'll send this out.
Double check.
She can, you wanna email that out, Brandy?
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
she will. Okay, Sherry, you brought this up. This is virtual, or excuse me, virtual office hours. Are you set something you're wanting to do online with folks?
Yeah, it would be
Okay.
an online thing.
Okay, and we'll work with the clerk on getting, do the council members have, is a Zoom accounts are free, aren't they? Consumer one or,
No, so if they want a Zoom Pro, it is a paid account.
okay,
The only limitation is a non-pro is the time limit. I think you're allowed an hour or two, maybe up to 2
Yeah.
hours.
Do we have Teams? Do we use Teams?
we
Like, do I
have
have
Teams, but it doesn't work as well with members of the public. If you're trying, it's really good internally,
Huh?
but it's not so good. I mean, if you're comfortable with that and want to manage that, we will, when we have our communications person, I will be able to work and flower up your guys' coffee with council stuff, this type of thing, if you guys want to have, you know, Zoom meetings or, you know, and offer that. 30 days out here, I think I'm gonna be able to offer some resources on that, but right now, I don't really have anybody. I hope so. We're having a follow-up meeting with this person tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that if we don't have Teams for any reason, and you said we do have access to Teams, you just don't know how well it works
With
for
the outside.
an organization. Okay, I guess I'll look into that, and if not, I'll figure something out.
Yeah.
But I think so. So right now I'm scheduled for February and March. So just like as an FYI to y'all, I probably wouldn't start it till April then. But I try to get the word out before that. But that's when I would plan to start it.
Council member, like, are you imagining this, like, this is a place where we're all at virtually at the same time? Are we all doing our individual ones? Like, what is your vision on this?
Yeah, it's just because I mean that like in terms of how the technology works, it would just be like I would set up a room for myself to just hold some office hours. And I would try to do it probably kind of like how Coffee with the Council works, which is like I would probably just do it maybe on a monthly basis. And yeah, so I think, and then just trying to figure out booking that time out of my schedule and having that. But yeah, it's kind of like how Zoom works. You yourself have like a personal meeting or, whatever that link is. But yeah, so that was my plan on how to do it.
Sure, I got a clarifying question. Are you envisioning this to be, you're gonna set a time and to be available in that block of time, or
Exactly.
or would you be, we have something on your page on the website that says virtual appointments available, and they would email you, and then you would set up a time to meet with somebody? Which
I could do it, but it would only be within that block. So my virtual office hours would, they would be steady. My like kind of like with Coffee with the Council. You have it once a month. You have this, let's say, like 2-hour block that you are saying you're blocking it off and creating probably creating meetings within that. But again, knowing that those office hours are set as opposed to like an ad hoc basis, it wouldn't be that way. It'd be a steady time that people could outreach. And then obviously for me, my thought was to have people feel more comfortable with this idea of also, really sending emails because especially when we're having the bilingual discussion, I was thinking, how do we make, council meetings more accessible to people who have limited English proficiency? And so somehow, I guess, trying to make them feel comfortable in sending emails, because then, there's various tools and more capability of being able to answer their questions. So it's just sort of kind of having a virtual option for people who yeah, I just so that we can start kind of like building this idea and building accessibility, and that was kind of my idea around it.
Okay, so
Especially
sure,
because,
how about this?
hard to move.
Right now, the clerk's office has virtually no capacity because Brandy's a one.
Oh, no, this is something I take on myself. Yeah.
No, but I want to assist you in this. I mean, and I'm happy to do so. So if you could outline what it is you're wanting to do, maybe in an email to me, and I will commit to by mid-February, we'll get this set up for you, market it for you, and get something on our webpage. And anybody else that wants to have a tool like this too, because it'll be easy to replicate. So, so if you could, in the next week or so, no urgency to it because I'm not gonna have anybody be able to work on it after the first of the month.
Yeah, like I said, I'm already booked for coffee with council. I'm definitely not in a rush to, but yes, putting in place. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I'm curious, but I'd like to see how this goes, perhaps as more of a pilot, just like if it's resounding success, then talk about it more.
Okay, sounds good. All right. So I look forward to seeing your email. Okay, let's tackle town hall meetings and how frequently do you guys want to do these? Are we going to do them a couple times a year, quarterly? I think from my experience in the past, because we haven't done it in a long time, the first time we do this, we're going to get a whole bunch of people. And then it's and if we do it too frequently, it's gonna drop off pretty sharply. I would recommend you've got a format and a, I don't know, beyond that. Let's talk about it.
Can I start off?
Yep.
Okay, so I wrote something I wanna just read off, so bear with me here. So, tonight during our study session, the mayor has asked that we discuss Councilmember Morrissey and my intentions to hold neighborhood conversations that include city topics and updates. I agree with that discussion and hope it can be productive. At our last meeting, a council member read a public statement expressing concern about council members engaging with neighbors in quarterly and neighborhood-based settings. Because those concerns were raised publicly, I believe it's appropriate to respond publicly as well. The concerns expressed include some strong and aggressive takes. Things that we need to work on that were said is this should have been brought to the full city council. This places council in a reactive position rather than a cohesive one. This is problematic and unnecessarily divisive. This is a selectively organized that the mayor and relevant department heads should be invited and involved. And that there is a risk of incomplete or unintentional information. I thought that was pretty rich. About 18 months ago, I was invited as a neighbor who was a council member to a very well-attended neighborhood gathering hosted by Councilor Rose Pepe, where neighbors were invited to his home to discuss predetermined topics such as roundabouts, speed tables, utilities, and transportation. Residents asked questions, shared concerns, and had a productive dialogue. It was very welcoming, very informative, very effective. I met many residents that evening, and several still reach out this day. At no time, none of the concerns I just listed were raised. There was no concern for the council to be notified, no department heads involved, and no blessing invites the rest of the council. Today, the same concerns are being raised only in relation to Councilmember Morrissey and myself. That inconsistency is difficult to reconcile. It creates a perception of different standards, rules for thee, but not for me. We too are elected officials. In public comments stating we will put out false information if we are not supervised is insulting and lacks trust in our council to the community. Similarly, McCormick HOA meetings were referenced by me as an example of community engagement. It was stated that the invitation was shared to our council members. That is not accurate. Again, the concern appears selective, rules for thee, but not for me. It's unfortunate that Councilmember Morrissey and I were portrayed as uneducated, selfish, and divisive. when our intent is exactly the opposite. Our goal is to engage neighbors, respond to community interest, and strengthen trust, just as other councils have done in the past. Tonight, I am open to hearing from all councilors on this topic, but I ask that we be honest and consistent. Let's not operate under different standards. We are open to creating something new for all council, and that's what we intend to do. Our intention is for this council to be a council-driven, not mayor-driven event. These are not formal city meetings. They are opportunities for council members to engage directly with the people we represent and for council to drive it. Our impact as council needs to be strong and united because the decisions we make matter. I look forward to the constructive discussion tonight and to explore an approach that is fair, consistent, and perhaps reignite civic engagement in our community. That's all. So.
I'm happy to kick this off, or you already kicked it off, but I'm happy to add more. One of the things that I just want to make sure we're all doing is being transparent about these. And I learned about it at that meeting. And maybe that was something I missed. I don't know. But I want to move past all of that because I think the idea of having a meeting targeting certain neighborhoods, certain areas is a good idea. And other than knocking on doors in McCormick and some friends that I have living there, some of the satellite communities as well, I don't really communicate with that neighborhood in its holistic sense. So to that end, I would ask us to encourage maybe dividing the city into 3 areas and trying to have town hall meetings that would target certain geographic areas, logical geographic areas of the city, and inviting them all to probably here. I mean, this is the best place to have it. So I really like the idea.
You think here is the best place to have it?
Well, we've got our facilities.
I'll say that next.
Well, gotta be recorded.
Right,
Did you say the gathering?
it's bigger and a lot of people can be there. It's right across Josephine's. It's a public place to see.
It would be challenging for us to going to locations out, and not that we can't do it, but we've got to have audio visual equipment likely, or at least recording equipment. I would assume. But we don't have to. I guess that's your guys' call, whether we want to broadcast the thing or have, a record of it to share with people that didn't attend.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so let's keep going. I like the idea of getting to know the people that we represent, and McCormick is a significant part of that community. And so whatever we do there and for the other parts of the community, the city, I want to be a part.
Yeah.
And so however I can help with that, I'd like to.
I'll say as far as I think it's beneficial for us to bring us to them. You see what I'm saying? So for us to go to the west side of Port Orchard, it's beneficial for us to go to the east side of Port Orchard. So we're going to them because they're not coming here.
Is there a facility that can handle?
Well, I mean, I don't think that we're gonna have 100 people show up. I think it'd be amazing if 200 people show up. I think it'd be so awesome. Of positive stuff, right? Like kind of I was hoping for. Just we have some positive things to list, and if we just had some small fact sheets, we have some positive things to list. Some that might sound small but sound big to others. But the intent is to bring us to them.
That's fair. I can totally see.
I think being recorded is gonna be that's gonna be challenging, but
It don't have to be. It's your guys'
So
meeting.
I'm just starting out because that's
Yeah.
good idea. But holding it here, I think we've noticed that nobody's coming here. So us going to them, I think would be beneficial. And again, pinpoint certain areas that people might gather at, whatever facilities might be large. And this is not a monthly thing by any stretch,
No,
but it really shows that we're gonna bring to them some highlights, meet them, shake some hands, listen to them.
I'll just throw out,
Yeah, please.
and it'll be real quick, like,
Yeah.
have you considered, is it Christ the Rock down the church down there? Have you thought about their facilities?
It'd probably be free versus.
Well, they might have a gymnasium, for example.
Yeah, no, yeah,
We
I,
have an auditorium.
it'd be really nice that, what's that day? I mean, but it'd be really nice to, kind of see like how many show up the first time. You know, and build off of that, and maybe, I mean, I think if we had a lot of people show up, I just think that says a lot about us, you know, that we're bringing it to them.
Go ahead, Jay.
You know, much like Coffee with Council, we don't record those. And those ebb and flow. I've been at Coffee with Council, I talked to one person the other day when you guys left at noon. I was there till 12:30 talking to people, and it was, you know, very robust. I mean, none of us had time to do anything. We were busy with people all the time. So, you know, having it one time and, you know, have a whole bunch of people show up, and next time doesn't mean, you know, you don't. I think
But
that, hang on. So, I mean, what I'd like to see is, you know, because there's always holidays at one season, maybe try it 3 times a year in different locations. I think a location is not hard to get. You have schools that we could use, you know, as we have, as you said, the gathering,
Nice
you know, downtown. But downtown sees us already to a certain degree, but not necessarily so, because that's at a particular time. My whole context was that the council be involved, much like Coffee with Council, you know, whether we're all there or, you know, selective. And 2, that we open it to everybody in the city, because some people may make some and may not make others. I'm always surprised. 2 things I'm surprised about. One is I'm always surprised at how many people haven't seen how much is going on out on the west side of the city, building wise. And 2, how many times people have a Port Orchard address and think they're part of the city of Port Orchard. It's always an interesting discussion, you know, to try to say, no, you need to contact this person. Well, but my address says it's Port Orchard. No, you're not. So, but, you know, all in favor of it. I think this would be really great. One of the things that I'm hoping that when we get our new folks, the school district mails out a quarterly or at least triannual notice to people that don't get things electronically to every household. I hope that at some point in time, we'll be able to do that too. Much smaller area. I know what the cost of that is. It's like a 4-pager, and it just, you're right. Eric Scott, and I know John's echoed this, and Heidi has. We've got so much good going for us. We need to let people know what's going on. So that's my 2 cents. I'm fully supportive of it. And what, you know, start maybe 3 times a year, you know, look at it like that, you know, and go from there. I don't think they need to be recorded. I think they can be a lot more informal than that.
Do they need to be recorded? Sorry, anyone have something to say?
Yeah,
They need to be recorded if it's greater than a quorum.
Yeah, so we've got a public meeting when you've got 4 of you, and when you're a composite council, you're only 3 of you.
Right. But that may be something to take into account.
So this, Ms. Archer, I see she's got her hand raised, probably about that topic.
So by law, you're not required to record your meetings. That is a preference that a lot of agencies use for record keeping purposes, but you would not be required by law to record.
Thank you.
Or even take notes or something. You don't have to have anything recorded. I mean, you don't have to have any, like a secretary write something down or someone doing that. You don't have to do that either.
No, you would. You'd still have to, thank you for the follow-up question. You'd still have to have a published agenda that would state what's going to occur, and you'd still have to take minutes, and you'd still have to do a published notice that's at least 24 hours in advance of the meeting. Yeah. But you don't have to record. The concept of recording, or I work with some agencies that don't offer Zoom at all. There's no video element to their meeting, and there's no obligation that you record your meetings. You just have to have minutes.
Okay,
I
that's
think
good.
people record because they don't want to do minutes. Minutes can be kind of difficult, so that's why people choose to record.
Yeah.
You make them very high level, you know.
So just means we've got to,
Somebody-
if we don't record it, then I'm likely bringing something to the clerk's office to
Yeah,
capture minutes and.
for sure.
So, Councilor Terry.
Thank you. So I'm gonna push everything behind us. I'm looking forward. We were talking about this briefly, coming up with town hall meeting, schedules, ideas, topics. agendas, prior to the end of last year. I think it's a great idea. I think we should work and put something together quickly. I don't think they should be recorded. I think recording brings a bit of stuffiness to it, a little bit of, it'll make people feel a little more uncomfortable. It's much more formal when it's recorded, and that's really not what I think. This is different than our council meetings, which are business meetings, city business meetings, the public is invited to. We are talking about town hall meetings where the public can come and talk with us on a one-on-one basis, or talk about things that are concerning them. They might necessarily not want recorded. So I'm not a fan of having this recorded at all. It's a great outreach. I think we have to consider looking at this on a quarterly basis. And I would like to see one, at least one a year here. And I would love to see them out. I think McCormick Woods has got the facility to do them out there. I just think there should be more of us involved. So that we can all learn more about what our public's concerns and questions are. Coffee with the Council was a fantastic idea, and it's been running really well. I would like to see that move around to some other sections of the city, if possible, or maybe we even move it outside during the farmers market time of year. We've had some great success.
Yeah.
We've had some great success down there in previous years, just talking with people about transportation projects, the Bethel project, in years past. This is a great idea. We can put something together that benefits our city citizens. It's not about us, guys. It's about letting our citizens know we're available. They can ask us questions in a comfortable setting. I think we should look at doing something quarterly. But if we start here, we go out there, wherever we go. I think this is a good thing. We should all get behind it and do it.
Can I just ask for clarity? Just when you say 3 times a year or 4 times a year, that's for the whole city, right?
Yes.
Okay, not just, okay, just wanted to be clear.
I think, I'm sorry, John, I'm just gonna make a point that moving it around different locations invites that portion of the city. However, by opening it, you might find other people can come that time, that couldn't make it to another time.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, I would argue there's 4 parts of the city, but I love what everybody's saying here. So I'm just loving what I'm hearing. But definitely 4 parts of the city. I think that what I'm going to call like enfranchising the newbies over there, like off of Blueberry and everything, that area. I think that they're a little bit on the outskirts versus like Annapolis and McCormick. Like those are the obvious folks even downtown, but I would say that they're distinct in their needs and sort of everything that's going on. So kind of looking at them separately. Y'all know what area I'm talking about, right? Right, like Bethel, like south, or say north of Sedgwick, off of Bethel, that whole area in there. So I would say that we sort of have like 4 distinct areas here in the city.
So yeah, I think some of this even goes back to even how this originated. And it was neighbors not knowing neighbors, right? So I'm excited that everyone was invited. That's really what this is about. It's so that you can know that the McCormick Woods HOA puts on mixers and parties that some of the other McCormick communities didn't even know, right? And it could help support their events and some of the things that they do. So it's going to be very beneficial for the city long term to create that interconnectedness between our neighbors, right? It just makes safety better. It makes sure that nobody falls through the cracks. That, hey, did you see this happen over there? So that we have the ability to say, hey, neighbor, I saw this, I said something, right? So that's kind of where the first thing of this all kind of came out of. And then 2, it's writing misinformation. I think all of us know that at some point we've come across folks with just misinformation. However it got there, But we want to make sure that there's no misconceptions about what was going on in the city. You know, again, specifically in that area, it was more around development. Right, and the questions they had around an impending roundabout that I hear about, XYZ that may be coming, and it just, yeah, it might be. But we don't have any idea when that's coming yet, right? It's in the long-term plan, but it's not happening within the next 2 years. That's what I can tell you. Can't tell you it'll be 2 years after that, something like that. And then, it was originally thought of as an informal meeting as opposed to a town hall, right? And I hear,
We never read that part.
Trinity, yeah, because we weren't planning on a town hall. The town hall indicates, that there isn't the ability to have one-on-one, with individuals that.
Something else.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, right, because that's what we started calling it, that really wasn't what we were doing, because if it is, then we're not gonna have those one-off conversations, and it is going to be like, some of our elected representatives have, I know, one up in the 23rd already had a town hall, for this legislative session already, this past weekend, so, that looks distinctly different because you're going off a laundry list and you might have a question that might get answered from the audience that is then responded to by, let's use the term city official in some capacity, whether it's one of us, the mayor, a staff member, etc. But that did look distinctly different in our original thought processes, than what this morphed into. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, that was, different there. And then, it is extremely important. I'm glad everybody's kind of on board, and I want to also acknowledge that, Councilmember Chenary wants to have one here. The reason why we were talking about doing something different is they have the opportunity most every Tuesday to come see us, and then folks on Saturday have another opportunity. We're trying to find another time and place to meet folks, right? So that we're not putting that onus saying, well, we're available, you just didn't come see us, right? At least we can show that we made an attempt in those areas, and I would like to see, I'm glad to hear to rotate. I don't care if it's, you know, a school, a church, a meeting room. I think we're gonna find that this will be beneficial.
Okay, so I'll go ahead, then I've got some thoughts here.
Yeah, definitely.
And I heard the cats here.
Yeah, definitely, call it a town hall. You know, your guys' were a smaller neighborhood, totally different than what this is. And I like quarterly, and what we really have to advertise, and I think we can find a place super easy, honestly. We have to advertise this. We really have to get it out there in the paper, in the media, so people really put it on their calendar and want to come to this town hall. Like I said, we haven't had this for years, so this is something that will be like the first in a long, long time. And we should have where you write down questions, and then we read off the question and answer it, and then also have other people to have questions. This is a major to have information, transparency, and you know, camaraderie with our community. And so this is going to be a really big deal. But I think the main thing is for them to get their questions and get their questions heard. Because that's one thing at Coffee with the Council, we always, you know, give something to Brandy or whatever, but who answers those? And so I do want to have, when we turn something in, I would like the department heads to give us answers to all our questions that our constituents ask, because I feel like we're not getting them answered. But I'm all for, of course, a town hall where we all can participate in that.
So great ideas here. I've heard between 3 and 4 times a year. Spitballing ideas. I mean, there's obvious location in McCormick Woods. There's a facility there, whether it's the clubhouse or the church down the street. I think we've got a great facility here. I'd like to use it, but I'll listen to whatever you guys want to do. I think when we've done it, we've had lots of people come in here. If we market it and, you know, and tell and invite them, I think they'll come here or wherever we put it. The high school isn't that far from here. We could, I'm certain it'd be a fee because they're staffing it and doing things, but I don't think it'd be insurmountable. Life Center is probably, probably scratches that itch getting down towards Bethel. I hope all of us, and I hope I'm invited to participate in this process too. I think I've got some taking to, just spitballing ideas for a format. I don't know what the time frame is. Is it a couple of hours, ish?
I think 6 to 8 is a good time frame.
Yeah, a social piece of it. We've got a lot of exciting things to share that people don't know about, so let's give them some information. And then I'm hearing, and we should, question and answers. And because we don't know what's going through somebody's mind.
And with the morphing, Mayor, I think it would also be a great idea that on flag ends of it, meaning maybe it's not part of the program, but it's part of the experience, the outreach that we do, whether it's through comp planning or feedback that we plan accordingly. So that if we get these dates picked out throughout the year, that whether it's Director Bond and team or whoever is looking, that they can have something set up so that everybody can get it all done in one place, and we're not asking people to come out.
Yeah, because we're looking,
Every
you're right, we are looking for, it only happens every 6 years and we did it, but the comp plan, there are things, I mean. Sewers, there's always something that we're working on that we need to communicate, and we're looking for outreach and feedback on. You're spot on. So let's I guess scratch those itches that we know or that they don't know are coming. And, hey, we're working on this. We're, I mean, I don't know how we're gonna do it, but we've got some massive projects coming. And, from reconstructing Bay Street, the community center, a segment of the pathway, Bethel phase 1, these things are all supposed to start in the next 2 years. And we gotta have enough people to manage them all, but we need to tell that story because everybody's clamoring for Bethel. Everybody, we've got a water challenge that we're down lobbying in Olympia, and how many people understand that we have 2 systems. And, at some point in the next probably 12 to 18 months, we're going to have a serious conversation about fluoride, because half our city has it, half our city doesn't. So we're going to need to do some outreach and conversation about this, so all of these things are relevant. But did I kind of capture, and I jumped in with some ideas for locations and a little, but what about anything else you want to see in a format?
When we were talking about this, it was basically kind of like, all right, we'll start out in McCormick, we'll pilot it, start out there. Because that's where we live. So that's where we hear, right? The majority of, right now, the amount of traffic. Jay ride the bike, the amount of traffic going down McCormick Woods Drive, and it's fast because people are cutting through, it's, we used to have people who walked all the time and felt real safe, right? So my point of that is, our city, the areas, I guess you'd say, the zones, the areas that we are, they all have different concerns.
They do.
Right, your area over here, whether we're fixing it or not, like, heard it again at Coffee with Council, the noise, this and that, Bethel, the homeowners down there, they're gonna have a lot of their concerns, right, with the traffic and the right of ways and acquisitions, and we're gonna have a lot of that. McCormick has a lot of the west side of Port Orchard with the growth. I had a guy call me today who was pissed off his water got turned off. But there's a lot of concerns out there, but they're not more important concerns.
But they're different.
But they're different. And they're very different. They're very different.
Yeah, because the folks that, the one we're gonna have down here, whether it's the high schooler, they want to know about this.
You're gonna talk to me.
Yeah, and Bethel, and so I'm just, and then it's so. I want to get us, because we got some other things here, and bring this back. I've got some good ideas here, but let's do we want to do this first one in McCormick? And let's try to do this first one and then in a future meeting, pick other dates and so we want to look at calendars and try to figure a date that works for everybody here and then
Well, number one, I don't think you're gonna find. I'm concerned. Let's just,
I don't have my calendar.
let's just say that, right?
Okay,
And,
let's try.
If we can do the best we can with everybody, great. I just don't think you're gonna find.
Okay.
Two, I agree with that. The only thing I want to add to yours is I want, a couple weeks out on a study session that we all agree on. Topics for the greater good.
Okay.
Right, like these are the things, if we're gonna have a formal, hey, let's get some stuff out first before we break that down, that we're in agreement to what that topic is, right? Cause I think we could do things like, what are we doing to help with the traffic when they close Highway 3 this summer? And 100% of Highway 3 coming out of Belfair is gonna have to be rounded down Sunny Slope through town. People are gonna want to know that.
And that, I don't know, I don't have an answer for him because that's the state of Washington.
But they're closing the highway, but it's now going to affect the city.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna be
You should know that.
through us.
I hear you.
Phase one.
Or how,
So I would,
how are we planning, what are we communicating? And maybe our plan is, hey, we're communicating to you now saying, stay away from Old Clifton these
Yeah.
16 days when we know for sure it's gonna close this summer, right?
and once we have our communication person on board and we have these topics, we're gonna be in a different place. This greater good thing, I think it's along the lines of what I do in my State of the City presentation. It's, you know, it's pretty cookie cutter that we want to share with everybody in the city. Our major project, I made some major accomplishments this past year. Did you know that we, you know, the project we've got going on in front of the grade school right now? Here's what we're working on. Anybody that drives by there knows about it, but if you don't, yeah. And so I like that idea that we've got this, you call it a greater good. We've got a canned piece that goes to all three locations. And then we've got dialogue and information that's zone or area specific.
But we need questions to what the greater good is, to stick around and answer people's questions. Because sometimes, you know, for, you do.
So that's the third phase of this is questions and answers. And we, you know, even I'm knowledgeable of most of the things that are going on, but I don't have the answers to everything. And great question. Here's what I know about that, but I can get you more information. Yeah, and we're gonna have somebody gathering in from, names and phone numbers or names and email, however you want to be. I'll get back to you that. I don't know all the details on that, and I think that's a legitimate answer. We're gonna try to answer the questions that we can, and the ones that we can't, that we're gonna get back to you as soon as I can get to the subject matter expert. So let's find a date if we can. John's pessimistic.
Can we do that at our meeting?
Next Tuesday, okay, bring your calendars, next Tuesday. Okay, all right. And now I'm gonna dive into, I'm gonna tackle the easy one
I really
first.
think at Thursdays.
Yep.
Okay, Thursdays?
Yep.
So if we can, I know John just hates that, but
No, can we do Tuesday night, not next Tuesday, pick a date.
no.
Yeah.
I'm saying that the night that we pick.
The third.
Thursday, yes, I agree.
Okay,
He goes, he's out of town, he's on Thursdays.
got some exciting news, maybe. Okay, so John called me this morning. He says, I'm gonna bring up tonight that the money from the federal government that, early last year, that we got a notification from Senator Cantwell's office that our Bay Street project was selected and for $3.5 million. And it's been crickets. And what this takes, though, we've got an appropriation, but a federal budget has to get passed, or elements of a federal budget need to pass. And only thing that's been happening is continuing resolutions. So John and I had this conversation. There's nothing to report, man, and we're getting close to going out to bid. we shouldn't hold up if this isn't gonna get any traction, okay? So I got notified today at 1:50 that there is a bipartisan transportation funding package that is working its way through the system, and it could get a vote as early as next week. So,
Or as late as,
good question.
right,
Okay, so we will continue to track this. We're continuing on a path to get the project ready. We don't want to turn this money away. If it can become real, and we won't know, because it could get passed in the House and the Senate, and the president line item vetoes something out of it. We, until the legislation's passed, that's, stand by. And it was just funny that he called me and pinged me on this today, and I had one answer this morning, and this evening I have a completely different answer because I got an email from Cantwell's office. So,
Is there anything we need to do? They have 100% of what they need to make sure that.
yeah, they have our package. So its steps are gonna be the legislation passing and being signed by the president. From there, federal highways contacts, we aren't big enough to be a direct recipient from federal highways. So it goes to the state of Washington, which we have other funding in this same bucket. We're gonna have some I's to dot and some T's to cross around environmental and things, but we already have federal money in this. It shouldn't be insurmountable. It's 50-50 whether we're gonna get this money. Okay, I'm just being honest.
It's a fair response from the mayor, team, but it really was just one of those things. I don't want to use our general fund dollars.
Yeah.
Towards that project, because they can go in so many other places. And that's where we have currently budgeted a good chunk of that.
Some, not a lot. It's yeah.
And again, as I said earlier today, I'm here to make sure that we are as efficient as possible with our.
Bring up the mural.
Thank you.
Yep, it was time. Your phone call was timely. So I got Josh Johnson. Remember the $100,000 we did in the budget for beautification of downtown. I finally got the proposal from Josh Johnson. Been working with a local artist to get us a proposal. He is Adam Smith. This first picture is an AI generated. It will not look like this. Okay, so on the latter pages are there's 3 different, Randy, if you can skip them, it's, of course, it's upside down. But the killer whale is jumping. So here's
it's diving now.
it's diving, yeah. So some different examples of his work. The quote I got to touch up the mural on the library was $4,500. I'm told this is a very good deal to have somebody do a piece of artwork of this size in a mural. I just wanted you guys to take a look at it.
So this would replace the mural on the side of the
It
library?
would not. This is going
Okay, I'm confused.
where this picture is.
Yes, okay.
It'll look something like this, but it won't be a photograph. It'll be a
Yeah.
piece of artwork. And so he will do a mock-up first of what, a sketch of what it would potentially look like. And this is the Seroptimus overlook is to your left. This is that blank.
Just past the.
Oh, that's
blank-
where this is going.
That's where this would go.
And that's
It's that-
separate from the mural in the library?
Yes,
And-
I just gave it as a reference point for cost.
Okay,
Someone, the artist for the mural on the library quoted $4,500 to touch that up.
and are we still doing that or?
I hope so. He's out of state and he's technology challenged. He can't seem to be able to email me. Yeah,
This guy?
no,
The guy from the
the
library.
guy for the library mural. I gotta follow up with him. He was supposed to mail me something.
Two separate.
Two separate issues.
Okay.
Yes, I'm still working on
Yeah,
that.
that's fine, I got it.
Do you like this?
I like this. I don't like the others.
What is the process? What was the bid process?
Well, I'm sorry, we didn't catch that.
what was the process for like the proposal? So the proposal process, like,
Josh Johnson, with the dollars that we gave him, this is one of the tasks that I gave him with the plan that we did earlier in the year. He's got other pieces of this coming forward.
so it wasn't an open proposal?
We
like-
did not solicit proposals out there. This is a local artist that Josh knows. Gave us this gave this proposal to Josh, and I'm sharing it with you guys this evening.
Are we going to receive other proposals, or you're saying like this is it, or are we actually going to receive other proposals?
If we had a formal process, I don't know that we would get that done. You know, Public Works is trying to gather, get public works projects out on the street. And if I pull them aside to do a public bid process for this, I don't know that, you know, what I would get, and I'm not, you know, I can do that if you guys want.
Well, I meant this with us to get.
Well, I think we're trying to kind of establish a, I think like we've all had conversations, I mean, like in the sense of in our heads, like we all have stated about what we want for the city of Port Orchard. And I guess for me, like, for just to give an example, we for the farmers market, part of drumming up like excitement about the farmers market is that we put out like a competition, right? So it's like, hey, design something, and then people can take a vote. You know, you can vote on what like artwork you like the best. For me, it's especially when we're talking about art, and we're talking about establishing sort of, we're trying to, I guess what is the word I'm looking for? Like establish like a look and a feel for Port Orchard and what this means to us. It just seems like a lost opportunity if we're just going and handpicking one artist and saying, here, this is what we're doing. Like being able to open it up so that we are seeing more out there, more artwork, and then being able to look at it and start to say, hey, this is so, like, this is a great representation of Port Orchard. This is a great way to head over, you know. And then also I feel like it puts Port Orchard more on the map. Oh, that's a city that cares about art. Oh, they're looking for artists, you know, like for instance, the city of Lancaster in California was a nothing city, is the best way of putting it. And when they started focusing on artists, they built an artist loft. I mean, they transformed this city. Y'all probably have never heard of it because it's in nowhere Los Angeles County, but they literally put themselves on the map. Art is not, it's a big deal. And so I think if we take it a little bit more seriously, like a mural, hello, that's awesome. Public art, awesome. It just seems like a lost opportunity to just say, hey, here's our money, go handpick one artist and come back to us and say, and then I guess we just go, okay. I don't know. It just feels like a lost opportunity.
I kind of agree, because it's like, oh, you're just giving this to us tonight, and here's one artist for a mural. And
So,
might
so
have-
here, I hear you guys, here's my challenge. I have no one at this time to manage a process, okay? I'm just being honest, and FIFA is 100 and how many days? Yeah. You know, and if we want to do some beautification downtown, I've got to expedite some processes to make it happen. Because otherwise we will end up conducting a process that lasts 3 or 4 months, and FIFA will come and gone, and we don't have any artwork.
That's real, but I'm still saying that if we had a proposal, I mean, like a process even for internally, hey, y'all know cool muralists. And again, I wasn't here, but I'm just from everybody else, it seems pretty obvious.
And I hear you, but the budget was just enacted January 1st, okay? So we haven't, this
This is
just
the first time
become,
we're hearing about this too.
Josh can find somebody very quickly. I bet you a lot of people could find people quickly.
so.
We all know artists, especially muralists. Have y'all gone down to the Good Stuff Grocery? Have you seen how beautiful that work is, that mural that they have? I mean, or like going down to Bremerton. I'm just saying, it just seems to have to choose only one. It just seems like a lost opportunity. I'll shut up.
Thank you, Attorney. You know, I appreciate their comments. I appreciate yours as well. I think we should have something. It's 142 days, by the way. So we got 142 days to work through all of that and have somebody be able to do that. I, given gut reaction, having this conversation tonight, think there's a 0% chance you find anyone else even consider the ability to do that for $4,000. That's just one guy's opinion, right? And I think for what we get out of that, I'm all in. With the one caveat, I love the picture that's right here.
Cause we're about very.
I see that this artist potentially has a style he likes to operate in.
And it's not this, so that Dennis can probably replicate this in a final application
Yeah, that'd be super expensive.
for 3 to 4 times this
Yep,
cost.
yep, no, I would agree with that, right?
And so, it would look, it'd be a picture, and that's what this is.
How is he going to adapt what appears to be this style to this?
Because it will be this style in a picture that's,
It'll be stippled, it'll be this.
yeah.
Is that the name? I don't know.
I'm not an artist.
I'm not in there, that's why I hesitate to call it.
You know, I'm more comfortable with the killer whale and how that looks than myself. I hear you. It's not a picture. It's a piece of artwork.
Just tell me you want that, can you do it? Yeah, cool, we can.
Yeah.
I think it's a fair question.
Okay.
I think I like that. I think my feedback to you, can you do this? Or in the best of your ability, where it's just, again, I'm not expecting that to be a picture and to turn that into art, it's not gonna be perfect,
I think
but it's not gonna be in that same, whatever the style.
If I may, I think the question should be, have you done something like this before? Because if he's done this and he says, yeah, I can do this, I don't know.
Yeah, he definitely had the
I
style.
mean, if
You're correct.
that's all he's done and he tries to do this, it may not turn out as good as it looked first.
The price is right, I know that, because
Correct.
my wall, my house is a third of that, and it's $5,000 to get a mural painted on that. And that's not by
He would do this.
local people around here.
But it'll be a fairy and a sunset, but it'll be in this style.
Yeah, I don't think that's right here, every people want.
Okay. I'm pretty confident that this is the style of his artwork.
Did you catch that?
Yeah, but they're not gonna paint until the weather gets nice. So like the artist won't come in until when?
I can try to get some other proposals from other artists. I can do that, but as far as, please do. I'm open to that.
It's
Okay.
beautiful. It just doesn't feel like unique. I feel like it doesn't help us start to get like a stamp that is like Port Orchard unique. It just looks kind of,
And so
it's like whenever I go to Suquamish, I see that. It's just, I just feel like we're losing an opportunity to really start to stand out as a city.
Okay. I thank you, Sharon, and John, and then we're gonna wrap this up.
2 seconds, I just want to push a little bit back on that, Councilmember Dedman. Our downtown association has been working very hard, and they want our city demographics to be the mosquito fleet, and this is the mosquito fleet, right? So if we are looking to say what is more Port Orchard than the Mosquito Fleet Ferry, the people of here say that that's what it is, so.
I don't think
We can't see any of that, then you're blurred.
Okay, I'm gonna move on. I hear you guys. Do you want 10 minutes of the Gorst, or you want me to bring it back a different night?
Next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got time.
Leave it with course.
Yeah.
Not 10 minutes. Eric.
It's not time sensitive. It's just
It's
sharing information. Okay,
I got it.
thank you, and our meeting is
I
adjourned.
got it.
Yes, okay.
Thank you. This is actually a work from Adam Smith. It's actually really good.
We can't see it, it's all blurred.
If we could.
It's actually really good.
Tuesday.